What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha. And we're going back to the 2010 recording and 2011 release for Ending on a High Note. At the time, the end of Aha. As it turns out, not entirely. But yeah, ultimately, we're going to go back to the second disc. We're up to the third tune, which is Minor Earth, Major Sky, the title track of their 2000 album. And yeah, I enjoy the original, or the studio track a lot. It has some of the sounds and feelings that I've associated with maybe like the second phase of Aha, meaning like post 80s, like as you get into the 90s albums. But even then, it's not entirely one and the same from those earlier albums, which is, I've come to enjoy Aha for multiple reasons, like over the albums. Like, one, there's continuity, but two, there's constant evolution and expansion and, some journeys down some different alleyways. So, yeah, I enjoy both the continuity and the diversity of their catalog in time, and ultimately part of that is the journey and the evolution of Morton's voice. So yeah, and I mentioned to a few people my plan is to begin doing some of the like video reactions once I finally get that going, which is always difficult because like to really do that I'm gonna have to take a break from doing reactions for 4 or 5 days, and like to do that will sort of slow everything down more. So bottom line, it's still something that's a work in progress, but I will eventually watch the Aha film. On my Patreon, I should be able to post the full thing where I'm just going to sit and watch the movie. But I imagine, if I release a version of it here on YouTube, it's going to have to be heavily edited and, maybe just skipping entire sections, just showing little snippets here and there, and mostly perhaps, my talk afterward. Either way, obviously at some point I'm going to learn more of the behind-the-scenes story over time, and especially as we get to this point in the story. So yeah, again, as someone who's still learning their music and coming to appreciate on multiple levels what many of you have loved and known for decades, I recognize the critical juncture in their history that this is. So in any case, as I said, I enjoy the title track of the Minor Earth, Major Sky album, which I believe is the first track on that album, which it feels always like an appropriate thing if you have a title track on an album to put it front and center and to, set the tone for the record. So interested to hear how they perform it at what was essentially meant to be their last run of concerts. So let's find out. This is Aha performing Minor Earth, Major Sky at the December 2010 concert Ending on a High Note in Oslo.
I can see me hearing that as major skies in my head. Some major
Oh, it cut it off. I was used to the other, the Unplugged concert where all the afters, or all the talking was at the end of the track. Yeah, it felt notably different. Number one, it felt shorter. I feel like the album track is longer than that, because it's like it sort of unfolds. I think it's like, 5-6 minutes long. I don't know how long that was. I would say maybe 4 minutes. Yeah, not even, but like 3.5. So yeah, definitely an altered version, and again, it had a different sound. I mean, recognizable as the tune it was. But yeah, it's and to my detriment, I didn't listen to the original, like right before, or the studio version right before doing this. But to the best of my memory, because I have again been listening to the albums, especially in the last couple of days. More on that in a minute. But yeah, ultimately, it did seem like a notably tweaked version relative to the 2000 studio track. In any case, yeah, I love when you hear all of them on the vocals, even if it's just for a moment, just for one of the parts. Morton sounding good in the lead, there's nothing new there, but it always bears mentioning. And yeah, it felt like the synth, the kind of electrical sound of it was a bit enhanced on this version, and I was like really compelling. In a couple moments, my brain was like, wait, is it like, this isn't how the original goes, is it? So, yeah, I thought it was a cool version, if seemingly truncated a bit. And yeah, looking forward to going through the rest of this. Like I said, I want to go through more of the early, like, Baby Aha demos. Shout out to Sophia once again. And yeah, ultimately, there's plenty more to go through before we get to the bootlegs. Indeed, that like last time when I was commenting on that, I think I left some things out. So, all in good time. But as I said, we'll go through the rest of this concert first, and we'll go from there. As I've been doing, I'll try to keep up with the other 3 side journeys in the larger Aha neighborhood, as I was commenting to Sophia the other day. So. Yeah, bottom line, I'll keep everything going as much as I can. Occasionally I may go a little bit longer between Aha reactions. I'll still try to keep them at least like once a week, if not more frequent than that. So hopefully people are still here for it. I do appreciate you. And yeah, let me know what you think of this performance. I'm curious because, again, to the best of my memory... Oh, and that's the point. Sophia had mentioned that when I got to the end of True North, there was an idea of maybe doing an album ranking, or at least a sort of, where do I think these albums, fit in terms of the evolution of their sound or just their larger discography. And at the time, I remember thinking and perhaps saying on camera that it was like, I feel like it's still too fresh, especially with True North and perhaps even Cast and Steel. So I wanted to take a little bit more time. And I feel like now I'm going through a whole bunch of other things, so maybe I haven't been as concentrated in that regard. But in the last couple of days, I've been trying to like, okay, I'm going to listen to this one, and then, later tonight when I'm doing other things on the computer, I'm going to put this one on. So shortly, maybe a matter of a couple weeks or so, I'll try to do a video where I very loosely and non-definitively rank the albums. And again, my feelings, even about groups that I've been listening to for a lot longer, some of which you see behind you. Some of these groups, they'll have like 10, 15, or even like 17 albums, and my opinions, they sort of adjust or they change over time. So when I do it, just to say in advance, it won't be a like, oh, forever this one will always be 1 and this will always be 2, but I'll give you my best shot at sort of putting the albums in a level of appreciation context, which, you know, there wasn't a single album I did enjoy going through, but fair to say there are some that I do re-listen to more than others, so we'll go through it when we get to it. Do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.